Also, Mrs. Amina Oyagbola, the founder of WISCA, Women in Protect Priorities, and to all our beautiful women here today. Thank you. I would like to invite Emanuela Azu, who is the head of programs at WATC, to give us a brief overview of the project. Please let's welcome Emanuela.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this program today. My name is Emanuela Azu, Head of Programs, and I'm here to share a brief overview of the project, the Gender Equality Project that has brought us together today, that is being supported by USAID, Palladium. It's a scale project. The scale is strengthening civil advocacy and local engagement. That's the full title of the project. It's a project that has various organizations working on different components of the project. It's a project targeted at gender equality and social inclusion on all aspects. And so WATC as an organization, WATC as an organization is working on the policy engagement component of the project. Okay, so WATC as an organization is working on the policy engagement component of the project, and it's a project that works with a cluster model project where WATC is the anchor of the project, and we work with 5 other clusters, and these clusters are groups of organizations, individual organizations, and coalitions and networks. So under the project, we have the Feminist Who Manifesto as a cluster member. Under the Feminist Who Manifesto, that's where we also have WIMI, a member of the Feminist Who Manifesto. We also have WISCA as well, and that's why we are partnering on this project. We have Gender and GECO, that's the Gender and Constitutional Reform Network. We have SAGE, and then we also have, please 1 minute. I'm not able to project at the moment. Sorry. Okay, so the background of the project is actually on the Precious actually said, after several efforts by women groups and organizations, in 2022 on the first day of March, the 5 Gender Bill was thrown out, and different groups, particularly the Manifesto and other groups, came together, mobilized, took action to ensure that the 5 Gender Bill was reconsidered. Despite several efforts, the 5 Gender Bill was not reconsidered. So to that end, WATC as an organization took the initiative and approached USAID and the Palladium project to get a grant to be able to activate, amplify the voices, and actually galvanize women groups and different sectors, the media, private sector, different groups of people to work together to ensure that the bill is reconsidered and subsequently passed. And so that actually happened, and in January 2023, WATC got the grant, and this event is a series of one of the activities that WATC has been organizing. We have had several public media engagements, we have had radio, television engagements, we have engaged with social media influencers to see how we can not just talk to ourselves, but also get social media influencers begin to discuss the issue online. We have also worked with women across the 30 states of the Federation, civil society organization, and grassroots women. And so the objective of the meeting is actually to empower citizens to lead demand for gender bills and other related bills that can address women's rights and inclusion in decision-making at the national and state level. It is also to galvanize public support for the passage of the gender bills at the national level, to strengthen capacities of CSOs our clusters for advocacy for the gender bills in the Constitution Amendment and other related gender conversations as well. And so we have 4 different strategic areas of engagement. We are having policy engagement and advocacy. We're also working with grassroots women to mobilize demand, and we're also having campaigns and public awareness creations, and there's also the knowledge and capacity development component of the project. The knowledge and capacity development component of the project is also why we are gathered here together. On the knowledge and capacity development component is where we have engagement with the private sector, engagement with media chiefs, and also engagement with other relevant stakeholders. Long-term strategies for mobilizing more women, build strategic alliances with women's rights advocates, private sector, media outlets, political parties to ensure realization of the project and beyond. And then we're also working on campaigns that will target grassroots communities and work with traditional religious leaders, women groups, persons with disabilities to amplify the campaign. This, among many others, is the overview of the project. And so ultimately, women, their rights and nothing less is what we are actually demanding for, that no country can ever truly flourish if it stifles the potential of its women and deprive itself of the contribution of half of the citizens. And that's why we're actually here together to see how we can ensure that the Nigerian constitution is more engendered. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. Okay. I'll be inviting Dr. Abiola Akiode to give us the welcome address.
She is known as the general of women. Thank you very much, sisters, distinguished executive directors of different organizations, strong women of the private sector. Let me also respectfully recognize my sister, Ansatu Adebise. I want to first apologize on the program. It was written as ED word C. Looks like Ansatu is looking for my job. Ansatu, maybe it's even better for us to change it. I like to work with business and this not for profit, so I apologize. I think that must have been a mistake somewhere. We don't have the program yet, I guess. Yes, there's a bag that is coming with the program, so maybe that's why. I'm sure you get it in a few minutes. I can see them preparing it out there. So it's good that you have not seen it, so you don't know that she has spotted. Alrighty. And I want to respectfully indeed, also thank my own dear sister, Auntie Amina Oyagbola. She's always there, and I'm still going to talk a little bit more about some of the things that happened during the National Assembly standouts, the occupiers by women. So thank you, Ma, for being here. I appreciate you. On the internet also is Professor Ayodele Asenora, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos. She's a great mentor. And some few days ago I said, Auntie Ayo, you are the best person to come here to come and talk, being a professor of law. And someone who was also the consultant to the National Assembly, Senate, on the constitution reform. So she thought she would join us via Zoom any moment from now. So Auntie, she's already there, so I want to thank you also for being here for this meeting. So I would not say a lot because today is generally about the conversation of where we are. And so maybe what I would rather want to talk about is why it's important for us leaders in private sector, particularly on the issue of women, gender equality in Nigeria. It's been a very long, tortuous journey. For some of us who had decided to be on this side to of women. As of yesterday, I still had a case which really, because every time you get some of those cases, you get broken. A young girl of 13 had gone to the state government's program on the day of the international, International Day of the Girl Child. So the First Lady had come up with a program to enlighten people and insisted that children should be there. So at that program, they had asked people to come and talk about sexual and gender-based violence and the manifestation of it. How does it happen and all of that. So then at the point in time, and they said they are sure that some of you here in this meeting, you are suffering this kind of thing and all of that. So if you want anybody to, if you need an advice or you want to talk to someone, can you just write something down? So this 13-year-old girl then wrote to them and said, Ma, I would like to know if someone that is supposed to be your father is committing the kind of thing that you talk about, what should I do? So she sent that out. Now they would like to know who that person was in that crowd. So they tried to announce that somebody sent something very sensitive and they read it out. If you are in this place, please try and see someone, outside there, the person will be waiting for you. So she left the place, she didn't, she was afraid. You can imagine how long she had, kept that within herself. And based on that training, I told the First Lady, I said, this is a good win for you because people don't know that if you run a program like that, it can yield, such intervention. So the girl didn't say anything, so she went back home. She's living with some, like a pastor, So she went back home. So when she got home, she could not sleep. So in the night, she went to knock at the pastor's door. I said, I said, what is the problem? He said, I attended a meeting today. The meeting you asked me to join, they said the church should bring representative. So when I got there, I wrote something for them. And they were calling my name, I didn't have the courage to come. So the pastor said, so what did you write?